That's right, NFL Straya. I am your co-host, Jaymz Clements. I'm a guy who is just still cooked from a big weekend of NBA being in Melbourne. That was cool. You can also listen to my breakdown of that on NBA Straya, of course. But joining me here on the other side of this screen for the first time in over a calendar year, my team has won and his has not. It is Bloke out there currently trying to figure out why his two wide receivers were spoiling each other on a Hail Mary attempt. It is the Fly Eagles Fly. He is the greatest Eagles fan in Australia, apart from the blokes that I saw over there this week. Pretty good. It is the sometimes singing a band called The Ramshackle Army. He's my mate. He's your mate. It's Gaz. Gaz, what's going on?
Jim, I knew that this, obviously, episode was coming at some point, and I just don't want to be here. But I'm actually feeling relatively good. Because I didn't drink this weekend. That was lovely. I was super productive. And then it feels like I've gone from unable to lose in sport with Geelong going well and the Storm making it into the grand final and Eagles continually, just winning. And then the last 2 weeks, every team of mine has shit the bed, Jim. Every single team. That goes for my fantasy league as well. But week of upsets, eh?
It's all gone sideways for you. Hate to see it. I'll tell you what. Thing is, we are doing a slightly tweaked NFL Straya schedule from here on out this season, right? So what we're going to do on this show is wrap up week 5. There was a lot to talk about anyway, so we figured what we're going to do from here on out is have the picks as a separate entity. So the week 6 preview will be its own little show that will release Thursday night. Or maybe Thursday morning. Don't know the timing yet. I'll figure that out. That's what I do. So today we'll wrap up week 5 because it was chaos. We're going to do the nars. We'll give away the weekly awards. Then later in the week, you get the picks part, the preview for week 6, right?
I'm really disappointed, Jim, because I've already got my second T-shirt laying here. And after the first episode, I was going to do the quick change, like the Madonna fucking... And now you've spoiled it. Now it looks like it's done on the same day. I was going to think that we were so committed to this podcast, we give up 2 nights a week to do it. No.
Either way, so it's going to be fun. So yes, this still counts as episode 131 of NFL Straya. So let's just bloody well go! Move your truck. Oh, what are you going to do? Stab me? Oh, g'day. This is Mark Sanchez, and you're listening to NFL Straya.
Well, that was in poor taste, Jim.
Jeez. It's nice of him to pop on the show while he's being arrested in hospital. Chaos there. Anyway, look, what a week it was. This was a chaos week. Starting kind of with an just insane Thursday night football game. Which just drove me absolutely insane, which I'll get to in a second.
Why, Jim?
God. But we sort of come out of this week with no unbeaten teams and a former Jets QB in jail, having been stabbed, which is kind of funny. I mean, not funny to get stabbed, of course, but when you're the aggressor, allegedly, in something like this and you come out of it both stabbed and then arrested, that's like in terms of hangovers we've had, Gaz, I don't think I've had one that rivals that.
No.
Like, I've felt like that, don't get me wrong. But I haven't quite literally been stabbed and then arrested while being in hospital, because while I was doing wind sprints out the back of a thing completely allegedly off my noggin, and then I just decided to beat the shit out of a truck driver, allegedly, and then he stabbed me after bear spraying me, or mace, whatever. Like, I've had some bad hangovers, but Sanchez is probably going to rival that.
I've never been drunk enough to say, you know what, that truck shouldn't be parked there. I should move it for this young gentleman here. Old young gentleman. What was he? 69-year-old. 69-year-old.
And the injury is like, if that's the photo, if that's the real person, like that photo is chaos. And Sanchez, like, you hate to say someone deserved it, but Jesus, if anyone did, looked pretty brutal. So chaos there. And Fox, yeah, had to scramble to replace him with Brady Quinn on the commentary, which is pretty nutso.
Brady Quinn, medical woman. Yep.
absolutely wild scenes. Like just when you're like, oh, geez, this Jet season couldn't get worse. And then you're like, well, there you go. The big question I have is whether or not that replaces the butt fumble as the first thing we think about Mark Sanchez.
Probably not.
Probably not, yeah. All right, what a week it was. Love this. This was chaos. So that stupid Friday morning Thursday night football game where we'd both backed the Rams. The Niners come from nowhere and just pull off the stupid win. Hated every second of it. I had a raft of bets that were all just dependent on a Devontae Adams touchdown as well. And every time Matt Stafford sailed one just past his fingertips or they turned the ball over or something on those drives, it made Jim got even more and more furious. But we got an all-timer in the Cardinals-Titans game, which was just insane. But even to rewind, like we started in the London game, right? The Cleveland-Minnesota game, which just comes down to the wire. And my ginger brethren, Carson Wentz, comes out of absolutely nowhere, wins the game with mere seconds remaining. Cardinals-Titans is one of the all-time insane NFL games. Like, bar none. It is an all-timer WTF game, right? Because there are two separate things in this that completely change the complexion of the game.
All happening in the last quarter, all happening at the end, and all... yeah. I don't want to... No, spoilers.
Quickly wrap it up, I guess. All the stuff that happened. Titans come back from 18 points down to beat Arizona. Panthers come back from 17 points down to beat Miami. Broncos come back from 14 points down to beat your Eagles. The Saints came back from 11 points to beat the Giants. The Commies came back from 10 points. It was like 10 zip as well, to then just rattle off 27 unanswered points on the Chargers. The Pats come from the clouds to beat the Bills. And then, of course, today, somehow Trevor Lawrence falls over twice with the ball on the last drive, essentially the last Jags drive of the game, behind the line of scrimmage, and somehow still gets up and runs in the game-winning touchdown, Gaz. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
What was that? It was insane.
And then Trevor Lawrence, even in that last drive, the passing was next fucking level. I'm like, oh, that's dangerous. What the fuck? That was on point.
The one to Brian Thomas Jr. down the sideline was absolutely magical. Like, it was even like Joe and Troy was like, I can't believe he hit that. It was incredible. And the big lesson there, I think, to come away from this is like the big favorites this year, just stay away. You can't do it. Like that Bills one, I think we saw, what was it? There was like a 15.5-point favorite last week. And like, I mean, what? The Cardinals, massive favorites over the Titans.
As you would be, right?
Oh, they win it outright. Like, it was absolutely crazy. So, I don't know. We'll just get into the raps in a second. But, I mean, there was one other thing. Did we mention that Bad Bunny's doing the halftime show on last week's show?
Don't believe so. I don't think we talked about it. No.
Bad Bunny. I mean, whelming. It's also because we're just old white dudes, right? He is, I believe, the most streamed artist internationally in the world. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense if you've ever seen the crowd in the car park of a Raiders game that, you know, Latino guys got like no fear of his Latino fan base being there, but like I fully get why he would like why it is that like it's not my vibe, and I'm not trying to sound like an old white dude, but I watch Saturday Night Live every week. I was on last year, and I was like, sure. Yeah, sure. Fine, right? I get that he's telling it's just not my vibe, but you know what I'm not going to do, Jim? Get angry on the internet about it.
Exactly. You know what I couldn't
I'm just going to go and order a cheesesteak and a beer at fucking Catfish and move on for the second half.
I don't really care. Like, even like with your, like, what, Kendrick, stuff like this, you're like, that's cool. Neat. I'm not watching it for the halftime show. Like, spoiler alert.
Don't get me wrong.
Usually for the game and to drink a million beers. But
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Bruce Springsteen one. I enjoyed the Kendrick one. I enjoyed the whole Snoop, Eminem, all that sort of stuff. I walked out of the room during Katy Perry. I watched a little bit of Shakira's Hips Not Lying. And then I went and went Gonna Be Out. Like, what do you fucking want?
You miss Left Shark? Like, come on, man. Left Shark was the highlight of that year. But anyway, look, the Bad Bunny thing will be fine. Like, the thing is, there is nothing funnier than, like, I don't know, Fox News anchors just getting bent out of shape and going, "This Bad Bunny Rabbit, or whatever his name is." It's like, all right, his name Bad Bunny. It's not fucking hard to just, you're just being a dick because you hate him. Because he's a slightly different color from you, isn't he? Yes, dude. And he's not even American. He's Puerto Rican, motherfucker. That's American, you dipshit.
Anyway.
You've got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I just don't care that much about the halftime show. If it's there and it's something that I enjoy, great. I'm going to be 3,000 pints deep by that point anyway.
It is in, I think this is in San Francisco this year as well, isn't it? Which is always a bit dicey in terms of weather, but whatever. Yeah. Cool. The other big news out of the weekend, I guess, is injury sort of stuff, right? So Amarian Hampton hurt his ankle. He's on IR, which sucks for fantasy. Anyone who's like following the Chargers, not a giant surprise considering they've got no O-line left. Brock Bowers set out that game for the Raiders.
Yep.
It sort of felt like they might have finally realized, hey, the way that he's going to get over this PCL injury if he stops playing through it. And so I think Pete Carroll said that he's week to week. Like, all right, cool. That sucks because he was pretty, I don't know, not impactful the last couple of weeks. Lamar Jackson obviously sat out, and they reckon he'll probably sit out one more week as well, at least. Jaden Daniels came back, which was kind of nice. There's also a bunch of O-line injuries here and there and everywhere. Especially, I think the Chargers lost another two. Like, they're already basically practice squad dudes, and they've lost another two guys. So there is a lot of injuries floating around. I think those are sort of the big impactful ones. Really, that's kind of about it in terms of, like, news, right?
Yeah. But
it wasn't a giant amount.
No, it was all game stuff. This game, and there was enough activity in these games for us to go, you know what? The off-field shit can take a break for this week because there's enough on-field shit to keep us all entertained. This is wild.
So, let's do some game wraps from week 5. This was like going into this slate. I was looking back over it, I think, on when I was doing the picks video on Friday, right? I was like looking at that slate. I'm like, this is the most week 5 slate ever. Like, it felt so week 5. You're like, dude, there's like a couple of there's a smattering of divisional matchups, and then the rest of it is just throwing it against the wall. See what sticks. It was crazy. And we started on Friday with a stone cold ripper. 26-23, the Niners beat the Rams because Sean McVay doesn't know how to fourth down play, apparently. Kyron Williams, hey, run into that fully packed box, Kyron. And he's like, all right. Guess what happened? Didn't get it. So, but this is
after the fumble.
Exactly. Revenge
after Mac Jones playing like a fucking superstar.
Revenge of the Pats. It's Kendrick Bourne. It's Mac Jones. I feel fine, right?
You did not respond to my text message, Jim, after that game.
I was very, very busy, like punching walls about how much money I just missed out on because of the Devontae Adams misses. But because Drake, like, if Drake May sucked, I'd feel a lot worse watching Mac Jones. Now it's like if, you see like a, I don't know, on your algo, you'll see like a dog that's been abused or something go to its forever home. Like, I hope the Mac Jones' forever home is like somewhere nice. Somewhere the family will appreciate him. Unfortunately, the family of the Niners have just paid Brock Purdy a billion dollars. So I don't think it's good.
Are you the dog abusers in that story?
Bill Belichick was, yes.
Okay, cool.
The way that he put
I would have put it as an analogy of, when your ex goes off and meets a new partner and they're happy, but you've also found a new partner and you're both happy and you can feel good vibes. But no, you went the abused dog route where in this, your own franchise is the dog abuser.
Yeah, Belichick was.
Okay.
Belichick was. What he did to that man is almost inexcusable. Like, it was so crazy where you just watched him, especially that first year. And then just like how they just chipped away at his confidence and fucking ruined him. I put that all on Belichick's shoulders. Love Bill. But we're also now seeing that he's just fucking old and very clearly past it with the North Carolina stuff. Like, there's just a moment where you go, dude, Pete Carroll might be the exact same with the Raiders, right? You're in your 70s. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking chill. Like, Saban reached a point as well, right? He's just like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Shanahan versus McVay, we know that's always a classic kind of, clash of mates. But, like, Puka was everywhere. It was a really fun game. Like, Jones was slinging it. It looked like he died every time, like, they cut to him. He's like, there goes my leg. My head went that way. My leg went that way. Like, that's just Mac Jones, right? He's that kid from the HBA ad. And boom, he gets back up, shakes it off, comes back in, starts slinging it around again, wins the game. I feel like, I don't know how the Rams keep losing these games. Like, they lost that game to, obviously, your guys, 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. This is just another one. It's getting to be a little bit of a problem. And I don't know. Like, when the Niners had, I think I counted, it was 8 starters out across their lines, right? It might have even been 9.
Crazy how they were like, as you said, Kendrick Bourne, 142 yards. What the fuck? McCaffrey's says something weird now that he's odds-on favorite for comeback player in the year, but third in offensive player of the year. So he's just come storming back in. But how it is mind-boggling how this team of backups and effectively rejects in the Niners are still winning games.
Makes no damn sense. Anyway, so they win it in overtime, basically, as we have the Rams sort of frantically, and it felt like they were sort of just never got to play the game on their terms, right? Like, the Niners are up 2 touchdowns real early, real quick. And the Rams are always sort of scrapping and clawing to get back into it, and they basically are tying it up with a field goal at the end. And you're like, all right, cool, we're going overtime again. And this was a really fun game where they just went back and forth. And this, I think the one thing, and it's weird that we're sort of spending enough time on this game because we never really talk about the Friday morning games, but this was so engrossing, I reckon, This was one of those times where I feel like the Rams should have just taken the ball on offense in overtime. You know how you're like, I'd rather know what we have to do. It's like, you know what you should just fucking do? Just go and score a fucking touchdown. Your defense has just been on the fucking field for a big chunk of time. Yep. Let them rest. You've just put their dudes through a bit of the ringer. They've got no dudes left. Fucking go at them again. And they sort of galaxy brained it a little bit and couldn't get all the way down to do the damn thing and turn it over, and that's it. 26-23, they lose. So, I don't know. Rams are 3-2. Somehow the Niners are 4-1 and on top of the division. And they've got no dudes left. There's no Kittle, there's no Ayuk, there's no Juwan Jennings. There's fucking no one on this team at the moment. Anyway, good job, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
We're sorry. I'm sorry for what we did to you.
Anyway. You're going to donate to his favourite charity tomorrow, aren't you?
Then we go to London. We go to Tottenham. See, Gov. 21-17, Minnesota pull this one out against the Browns. It was a weird game too, right? Because we sort of both look at it and go, the O-line for the Vikings is gone. I switched my pick on the Friday ones to agree with you on Minnesota because I'm just like, overseas, Dylan Gabriel making his, debut for the Browns. Guess what the record is now all time for Browns rookies making their debut as a Cleveland Brown since 1990.
I'm going to assume that they always lose, Jim.
Yeah, it's 0-17. So, Jesus. It did come down to the wire, right? Dylan Gabriel looked pretty good. He is also really small, real fucking small. And Wentz sort of tried his hardest to give the game to them down the stretch at times, but he didn't. And then hit Addison for the win. And you're like, that was pretty cool. Jefferson went off. They kind of just did enough against Cleveland's offense. But Cleveland, they looked, I don't know how you watched this. I watched this yesterday afternoon after all the other games. And I'm like, wow, Cleveland look awesome. It was so much quicker.
Yep.
You didn't have old man River, Joe Flacco just out there punching darts and breaking hearts. So it was good to see Cleveland have a bit of spice, a bit of pep. Their defense didn't quite do enough. What was it? I feel like Cleveland had was it the first time someone had thrown a touchdown on them all year or something? I feel like, or at least multiple touchdowns.
right.
Is what Gabriel did. Because it was both to the tight ends, I want to say. I should actually have the stats up. That'd make a lot more sense. But
Yes,
anyway,
it was.
the biggest point to come out of this in London, two things. The first ever Kevin Bowl. Seriously, the first time we've ever had two head coaches named Kevin play against each other.
Sure.
They brought that up on the broadcast. I was stunned. I'm like, how have we never had two Kevin play against each other? That is crazy. Like, I loved it. I nearly fell off the couch laughing at that one. Enjoyed it a lot. And, Stellar Gabriel threw the two touchdowns. He hit both of his tight ends. He went to Fannin and to Njoku. But you sort of come out of this going, that's cool. The other one I'm going to talk about later, there was my favorite point. The Browns posted it as well. And again, I nearly fell off the couch when I saw it. It's going to harken back to week 1. So love the Browns. But you have this moment, like Judkins was really good. He looks awesome again. Love that. But the Browns, there's just a little bit of something missing at times. And that was kind of another one, right? So good job by the Vikings, I think, to pull that out. 3-2, they split the overseas series, right? That was kind of the important part.
Yeah. How's the Cam Akers? Like you just retire as a quarterback, wouldn't you?
I love it.
1 for 1, 32 yards and a touchdown.
He was great.
Jeez.
Good
So
job.
just going through. So Jim, just going through the trusty little ESPN stats at the moment, and Cam Akers started in 2020. He's played 56 games. His passing stats now are 1 attempt, 1 completion, 100%, 32 yards, 1 touchdown, 158.3.
Setting records.
Just fucking done.
That's
just
great.
let it go.
Retire as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Punching through some of these other games, the Las Vegas Raiders. 4. Jeez, that was brutal. 6 to Indiana. 40. And it could have been more. They definitely took the foot off the gas late. Danny Dimes is absolutely out there. Danny Dealin. You had Jonathan Taylor. I think, what did he run in? 3 touchdowns, I think, in the end?
Yep.
Like, it was awesome. Tyler Warren had, he missed a pass for a touchdown as well, I think. And they were just out there causing all sorts of havoc. Q went in the rack early. Gino threw another, 2 or 3 interceptions? There was a million turnovers. I think it was 2 interceptions. He had 2 turnovers at some point. They couldn't get Genty going. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't. They had Genty, I think, sort of involved pretty heavily. But without Bowers out there, with Myers doing nothing as well, they just could not move the fucking ball because Gino kept giving it to the other team. And the thing that I said the other day about Gino is just don't give the ball to the other team and you'll be right. He didn't listen, Gaz. He didn't listen.
No. And even on defense, there was the defense just couldn't get home. Finished with no sacks, 2 tackles for loss, couple of passes defense, couple of hits. They hit a total 3 quarterback hits for the whole game with no sacks. I mean, fucking Danny Dimes had time all fucking day.
And that's kind of the thing. Danny Dimes looks awesome because he's got time to look awesome.
Yeah.
He hit some really good throws in this game, and you just sort of Indy are now the team that are good enough to kick the fuck out of anyone who is shitter than them, right?
Yeah.
And can play up, I think, a bit too, because they've just got a fucking a lot of talent. And the weird thing going into this season was what about Anthony Richardson versus Danny Dimes? And it sort of threw him for a loop because you're well, they're both shit. And it's now that they've just gone, fuck it, it's Danny Dimes. It's well, he can just be fucking chill and be Danny Dimes again. And remember, he was good 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yep.
So, kind of neat. Good on him. Way to go, Indy.
All of a sudden, we got the Colts and Jags at fucking 4-1. Jesus fucking Christ. As we all expected, Jim.
Talk about that later. Talk about the powerhouse AFC South. Giants 14, New Orleans 26.
Fucking hell. Jim, this is the start of a slate of games where I was quite happy with my tips and how things were coming out of the box. And then, what the fuck?
So, there's a good point there too. This was, we have the start of the 4 a.m. changeover with the clocks.
Oh, yeah, daylight savings. Yep.
Love that. Love the 4 a.m. start. Of course, I still woke up at 3 like an arsehole, but here we go. We also only had 6 morning games because we had 6 teams on a bye, 4 teams on a bye. So there's 2 games gone. You had a London game and your Monday. So 6, I would argue, was the perfect amount. We could have almost done with 1 more because if you're trying to track it all, some of these were just shit in the morning, right? Like, obviously, Raiders Indy, you don't need to keep watching that. Saints Giants was a bit of a fucking just bruiser. Dallas Jets, we'll get to in a second, same sort of thing, right? There's only a couple that were really good. But 6 was really easy to manage, I found. I'm like, I like this. I like this a lot. But anyway, I think this was 14-3 Giants. And, yeah, they didn't score again. I think what was it? They had 5 straight turnovers, I believe. The Giants, between Scatterboo and his janky gloves. There's my gloves! I need different gloves! He's screaming on the sideline. Dart turning it over. It was a rough one. But it felt like a little bit of a letdown, like inevitable letdown game. That's why I ended up going with the Saints in the picks, right? Like 7 straight possessions of just like, I think it was either, I think I had this written down. Because it goes, I think, punt, fumble, return touchdown, interception, turn it over on downs. Like, that's just... Well, your team plays them this week. You just got to be sitting there, fucking, yes, mate. Don't mind this.
Oh, fuck, we need it. We play them, I think we play them twice in the next 3 weeks.
Nice.
We need to get right. But how's the Spencer Rattler? I was going to say, he looked... fucking decent, and that Shaheed, like, obviously Shaheed's just a fucking burner, but like to launch from, what was it, 87?
So good.
87 out. That was nice.
Good stuff. Kamara was pretty solid. He also equaled the record for most receptions ever by a running back, which is kind of neat. But they're also kind of like moving, it feels like, a little bit to Kendrick Miller, right? Like, it was kind of... Yeah, there you go. They both had 10 carries for Miller, 8 for Kamara. Kamara had 4 receptions as well and 6 targets. So,
if you're doing this, we've got until the fucking trade deadline.
So this, I felt that's what I was about to say, right? It feels like this is kind of like just trying to keep Kamara like cruising along, and not getting him hurt because you might get something in return, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, good job by Rattler. 225 yards, super solid. Jackson Dart. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It wasn't great. He had the fumble. But Dayball's probably not going to sleep as well as he did last week after last week's win. But I feel like the inevitable letdown was there anyway. So good job by the Saints.
But of the Saints.
I'll talk about Rattler again later. Dallas 37, Jets 22. Wasn't even that close. This was like a late couple of touchdowns that were absolutely out your ass. Gross gear from the Jets. I think they're the worst team in football, Gaz. 0-5. Like, their defense is meant to be good-ish. Like, ish. Defensive coach. And they're horrible. Like, Dallas, talk about, like, putting the Q in the rack. Like, they just went, we're done, mate. Pickens has gotten that touchdown. And he's like, right, we're all done here. See ya. What was it? Did Javonte have 3 touchdowns as well, I think, in this? Was it
1 and
yeah. So you're watching it.
Oh, sorry, 2. He had 2. 1 receiving, 1 rushing.
And they sort of just steamrolled them. They look really good. This is a team that's got like a fucking just holes everywhere on defense. Their O-line's a bit sketchy at this point too, and the Jets could not do anything until the very end of the game when the game was over. So Justin Fields,
their defense is like, the Dallas defense has been fucking terrible, as we know. They got rid of Parsons, and there's been no pass rush. Couldn't cover anything, and a defensive line like a sieve. They had 5 sacks and 14 QB hits, Jim.
Crazy.
Like, what the fuck?
They were shredding them. It was like just ridiculous. So the Jets, it's bottom of the barrel time. Like, Garrett Wilson's stat line looks okay in the end. It's like 71 and a touchdown, but that was all at the end. Breece Hall, like 113 yards, but it's like they're just like, we've got nothing else to do. And
40 on the ground. Like,
that's it. Yeah. So it was...
Sorry, 40 in the air.
It was just gross. The Jets stink. Good win by Dallas, though, just to do the damn thing.
Yeah.
I felt great because Supercoach, I was like, we're going the Dallas stack, right? They've got an awesome schedule in terms of like fantasy for the next couple of weeks. Prescott and Pickens, in they come. Because obviously Neighbors does his ACL last week. No Lamar at the moment. So I felt instantly gratified. I'm like, that fucking was a great call. And I mean, Prescott, he's the worst part is the ESPN talking heads. You'll hear them. You'll hear other ones across the FS1 and stuff. Dak Prescott should be in the MVP conversation. It's like, should he? Or does he have zero recourse because his fucking defense is shit to just, we're just going to
sling it.
Who is he even the most important player in his team? I feel like it's Javonte Williams at this point. Holy shit. Just pump the brakes on the Dak shit. Anyway, I might jump ahead. I'll just jump to two more shit ones here. Miami 24, Carolina 27. Again, close game. But Tua versus bloody Bryce Young was brutal. Bryce Young, it looked like he was going to get benched halfway through this game. He was so bad. He does some of the dumbest. He called a timeout. He almost Chris Webbered himself. Called a timeout when they didn't have timeouts in the first half. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know if there's a more oblivious QB out there. And then Trevor Lawrence did some pretty oblivious shit today. But pulls it off. Wins the Aqua Bowl because your man Rico Dowdle goes off his fucking head and rushes for over 200 yards, Gaz. It was absolutely awesome.
Nice waiver wire pickup when thanks Jim's draft pick Chuba Hubbard was out. So I'm like, we'll just take Rico and slip him in the line here. Fucking 200 on the ground and another 28 in the air, mate. That's
206 and a touchdown.
Not bad.
That's not bad. So
no.
They fight their way back into this game because Miami sort of eventually just grind to a halt.
Yeah.
They had the awesome touchdown to Waddle late to get themselves, because they got down. Like it was like 17 zip. Mm-hmm. And then they are down 20-17. They score one more touchdown, a really good touchdown to Waddle. And then they give up a touchdown, a really good drive by Carolina back the other way. They just sort of kept going. And he threw it to like some random tight end. Like, It was like chaos. And you're like, shit, they've done it. And they've done it. And they pull out the end of the game defensive stand and win. Chaos. Good job, Carolina, I guess. Sure. Houston, 44. Baltimore, 10.
We were worried about Baltimore, and now fucking pack it up. It's fucking gone.
It was horrible. Jesus. Nico calls a bit of it. What was it? They gave Nick Chubb looked like he was fucking prime Nick Chubb. Baltimore, I know they're missing like
everyone defense.
The majority of their defense, but wow. And no Lamar.
Yep.
It was just shit show in Baltimore as well, to the point where I can't remember who it was on Houston, but they did the Ray Lewis dance and started a fight, which was pretty good. pretty Baltimore. Yeah, wow. Good job by Houston. CJ Stroud looked incredible. Threw for like his second most touchdowns ever in a game with like 4, sitting on my fantasy bench. Great job. But because I think he's on my Supercoach fantasy bench at least. But
and all of a sudden, after starting 0-3 against legitimate like 3 playoff teams, all of a sudden the Texans are back. 26-0 last week or whatever it was, smashing the shit out of the Titans, and now. All right, so we know they can beat up on hobbled or bad teams. So let's see when they see what's it's. It's not like they're in a powerhouse division or anything, Jim.
Amazing. There you go. All right, Denver 21, Philly.
Can't we push this? Can't you bring out more shit games before
this
I have to talk about this?
The last of the early slate. I've pushed this back as far as I can before we get to the afternoon games, Gary.
Fuck, Jim. They came out. The Eagles came out with a good. Like, the game plan was solid. They got the ball to AJ. The game was to Devontae. And they got up 17-3, Jim.
Bo Nix was shit house. Bo Nix you fucked him up. It was awesome. Like, they did a great job. And
then we stopped, Jim. It's like one of the things that happens, and everyone's like, oh, Jalen Hurts is wasting fucking dude. They've made a game plan to come out and show that we can throw the ball. You know the term balance, Jim. You've got Saquon 2,000-yard Barkley. He ran the ball 6 times, Jim. 6 times in an entire game of football. The whole team ran 11 times, and Jalen Hurts was 2 of those. So you can't find balance. That said, it came down to some fucking wild plays in that end, right? In the whole last quarter, and I'm not blaming refs or anything, there was just some weird fucking couple of centimetre out. Dotson, 40 yards down the field, down the sideline, couldn't drag the second toe. Smitty, like 40, 50 yards down, bomb, straight in the breadbasket. Saquon called for, he was illegally in motion. What was it? The Dallas Goddard one, which definitely kind of looked like pass interference. The AJ Brown one where he slowed up on this big bomb where he had a step. Like, there were all these plays that were like, holy shit, any of 6 plays that were inches away hit. But you know what? That's what happens. Broncos came back, looked good. That defense looked strong. Cortland Sutton started to play in the second half. Dobbins looked fucking great. And they deserved that win because they came home real fucking hard.
Was it Ingram who dove in on one of the, and like just really laid out and just like an amazing touchdown. Like, just like, holy shit, that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah.
It was a really fascinating game. And I kind of like, I felt pretty vindicated again of just like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I said on Friday. Fucking nice, nailed this. But it was more just like, yeah, as you said, these couple of weird little moments that Philly, it feels like a lot of them have sort of gone, or at least they've split those moments this season so far. And like, you know, sort of pulled a couple of games out of their ass, but whatever. And then this time it just went against them and they couldn't quite pull it off. Because,
like superstar, like Zach Bourne. So we had him stopped on 4th down, and then he was just that fraction of a second too late, and it's a personal foul and resets it. No comment on whether it happened or not. It's just a fact of, like, as you said, those close things, if they fall your way, it's a different game. But Denver, you know, the playoff team, we've had the fact that we were going to walk away from a very, very tough first 5 games against effectively playoff teams and only have lost 1, and we're not playing well, I'll take it.
That's great copium. I love that.
There you go.
The Hail Mary, what the fuck happened there? Like, watching AJ Brown, Devonta Smith was pretty incredible. It literally felt like it was in a marking contest. I don't know, Saints, Geelong, and just Nick Rewalt's come over the back of it and spoiled like Lenny Hayes or some shit. And he's like, what the fuck is going on?
There's a definite argument there for AJ Brown being called on pass interference because he literally came down and nearly ripped Smitty's head off. Yeah. But
they both laid there just like stunned mullets after.
Have you seen the full clip in replay where they talk about, I didn't notice at the time, but they talk about the fact that Hurts followed up his own Hail Mary. Did you see that?
Awesome. I saw the alternate camera angle is amazing where he throws it and then just fucking sprints.
Pierce bolts. And it's literally as the ball's coming down. He's only like 5 yards out of the fucking end zone as the ball lands. It was fucking like, that's fucking commitment. But yeah, he's got the
Americans, and like they've been playing football for a long time. We understand this, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they've never been able to grasp the simple idea of, like, I don't know, rugby backwards passes, you know, basically, you know, laterals and stuff. They've never been able to figure that out properly. There's probably too many people on the field. We get that, but at the same time, someone should be able to pull that off at some point. The other one is, if you're throwing a helmet, just have every fucking body down there in the pack and just try to get the tip. You need to keep the ball up in the air as long as you can. Come down with it. That's all you need to do, right? Like, just, we're getting it, everybody in the spot, tipping it up, chaos, let it go. But anyway, tough one. Good job by Denver, though. Yeah. Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Also a great uniform matchup.
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty good.
Got another amazing uniform matchup in a second. Tennessee, Arizona, as I mentioned, this was absurd. 22-21, Titans win. That score is interesting. 22-21. In the fourth quarter, Arizona up 21-6. They're about to go up 28-6. And oh no, he's done it. Oh, can you believe it? DiMercato drops the ball as he's crossing the line. Are you shitting me? We saw this happen last week with AD Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell, like, there is 100% of a chance that every offensive room in the league this week went, see that AD Mitchell shit? Don't fucking do that here, mate. Don't fucking do that here,
At
man.
least AD Mitchell lost the handle. It was like he was reaching out and he just kind of lost the ball and it like just kept sailing out of his hand. This was a fucking drop. This is... Jim, have you started watching Chad Powers? Have you watched episode 1 of Chad Powers?
Oh, I haven't, but I have already seen the comparison, and I'm like, that is so
It's
weird.
identical. It's fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely crazy. So D Mercado is like flipping it out of his hand as he's crossing the line. And I'm going to talk about it again later, but I don't know. I was watching this one live and you're like, that was a bit close. Oh, God, they're checking it. And then they did overturn it. It was called a touchdown on the field. But the thing is, the Titans then score, going back the other way. And then we get the second most insane one ever where we have a Cam Ward pass intercepted. And you're like, well, that's probably the game. Then they fumble it. They fumble the interception. And then they kick it back towards the opposition fucking red zone. Then the Titans pick it up and score another fucking touchdown. Absolutely absurd gear. And then, of course, Cam Ward leads the drive at the end of the game. Beautiful passing left, right, and center. The Calvin Ridley pass was absolutely kissing your fingers.
That was amazing.
Absolutely awesome. And boom. What? They win with a field goal at the end, don't they? Like, it was absolutely incredible. The way this game unfolded. Like, there's 100% of a reason I did not go anywhere fucking near this game betting-wise because I'm like, nah. Like, some fuck shit will happen. And guess what happened, Gary? Some fuck shit. It was fucked.
Mate, the vision of Jonathan Gannon going up and just giving fucking DeMarcado a fucking spray. After that, you just... as if he wasn't... Like, don't get me wrong, deserved it, but you... Like, he felt like that whole stadium, you just felt it for him. And then to have the coach come up and just fucking... And then the fact that it's Jonathan Gannon too. And you're like, oh, you've already got a punchable head. Anyway.
I'll get some other thoughts on this a little later. But it was an incredible win by the Titans. Great job.
Was it the first game in 10? It was the first win in 10 games or something like that. And... it was Cam Ward's first game. Imagine being... Sorry, I was thinking about this at the time, watching that field goal kick. Imagine being the kicker and fucking missing that.
Joey Sly.
Imagine screwing up Cam Ward's... Because he might not win again this season, Jim. I haven't looked at the rest of their schedule because why would I? But like, unless they come across a Jets or a Saints, you've got to...
They might go back to back. They've got the Raiders this week, so...
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, awesome win for the Titans. Arizona are just... I mean, we talked about this in the preseason. I'm like, NFC West is wide open. As proven already, right? Like the Seahawks, chaos, we're about to talk about them. Like the Niners are on top. They're 4-1. And they've got no dudes healthy. The Rams are so up and down, you just know what the fuck's going on. Arizona just can't get their shit in a row. Like, what the fuck? Of course, it's because they're Arizona. Staying there, NFC West, Seattle host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seahawks are breaking my heart. 38-35 they lose in a wildly entertaining shootout. Awesome uniform matchup too. This was an all-timer. Really, really enjoyed this. And, I mean, you've got JSN going crazy. You've got basically Egbuka having another really good game. Baker just doing Baker shit. Seattle taking control of the game again. And then Tampa Bay wresting it back and then finishing off with a Darnold interception because it's like careened off someone's helmet and back up into the air. So unlucky. Seattle were right there. And... oh, this was a kick in the dick if you're, backing the Seahawks. Just saying.
We preface this with the ex-Panther quarterback matchup.
Yeah. They were asking me this during the week as well, right? It was someone's like, "Oh, do you and Sam sort of think about the good old days?" He's like, "The what old days?"
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
Just fucking laughed. Yeah, two former Panthers QBs. Amazing gear. Rashad White steps in for the injured Bucky Irving. I didn't mention him at the top, actually. Got hurt last week.
Strained his foot or something.
Yeah, something weird, wasn't it? Where they're like, we don't know if he's going to go on IR, all this sort of shit. So,
But it was like, did it seem like it kind of seemed undeniable, right? Like, as in that last drive, it was Baker getting the ball and you're getting down and like, well, it's under 2 minutes to go. They're gonna kick the field goal in like with under a minute, like the end of the game.
all 4 of their wins have come on the final drive of the game. Like, it's absolutely crazy. It just, they nailed it. Absolutely no problem. But the problem, like, obviously, the one that breaks your heart is Seattle. Like, literally the interception on their drive, 35-35, and then it just sucked. I'm still pissy. But I think it was pretty cool. So you talk about the connection of the 2 former Carolina QBs. It's like also they just went halfway through this game, they went, fuck it, we're going to throw to our wide receiver from Ohio State. And that's all they did, Egbuka and fucking JSN. It was unreal how much they went to them. 163, I think, for Egbuka in the end, and a touchdown. Yep. Amazing. JSN was really, really good. It sort of felt like Tampa Bay, their sort of read is like, oh, well, it's really tough to run on them. And Kenny got a couple on the edge, right? Like, it's really hard to run up the middle when they got, Vita Vea and shit in the middle there. Yeah. He hit a couple on the edge. He had I think his longest was 31, right? Like Zach Charbonnet tried to get up the guts. He had the one that they got over the goal line. But Rashad White is kind of like the dude who stepped in, did a really good job on the other side. And it was like such a good sort of mix of just back and forth, arm wrestle. All right, now I'm going to go to AJ Barner for a couple of touchdowns. Check this out. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? 132 for JSN in the end. Awesome game. Great uniform matchup. Fun game.
Yeah, both of these teams that, like, I mean, you know, Seattle will get through. Like, I didn't think of this. We were always, beginning of the season preview, we were talking about what Darnold's going to show up. And this Seattle team's fucking good.
Yeah, do you reckon you'd rather have Darnold than Geno at this point?
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
We'll punch through the rest of these. Detroit 37, Cincinnati 24. Again, was not that close. This was Q in the rack time. Mate of mine was at this game. Look, beautiful day in Cincy. And just as well, right? I feel like Detroit just like, ooh, nice outside. We're going to be rad. Check this out. Boom. 3 more interceptions from Jake Browning. You can't, what are we doing here? You're taking the piss.
But and the rumors are, the stories are that they're quite happy with Browning and they're not investing in the veteran quarterback market.
That's a surprise. Oh, he's doing this again. It's the money. Yeah. Montgomery and Gibbs both had touchdowns. That's 14 times they've both scored in a game, which ties who?
That's pretty amazing. Is that I don't know. Is it going to be something like Gronk and Welker?
It was it Gary Johnston and Emmitt Smith, I think. Who was it? Is that right? I think. Let's find out. Scored in the same game. It's pretty amazing. But it's definitely the Cowboys, I think, in the end. Fun times. Good on them.
Michael Irvin and no. Okay.
Well, good stuff. Monty also had a passing touchdown, which is fun because he was playing in his hometown. Yep. And off he went. But yeah, look, Jamar Chase had like the most tackles on the team for the most half, like for the majority of this game. I still think he ends up as the second leading tackler for Cincinnati, which is crazy because he plays offense.
Yes.
It's because of the Browning interceptions. At least it's nice to know that he's like being targeted. So he's the one who has to do all the tackling after that. But still, Detroit fucking steamrolled him. Love to see that. Washington 27, Chargers 10. Someone look after my beloved Juzzy Herbs here, Gary. Fucking hell. He's got no O-line. His running backs are getting fucking decimated. Jim Harbaugh's just like, I'll get out there. This is fucked. And the commies look pretty locked in, right? Like the defense was surprisingly good, but at the same time, the Chargers O-line is that bad. I don't know what to really read into it. Yeah. Bill Kosky-Merritt went fucking off again. That was awesome. That's his big breakout game. A couple of touchdowns. He had a fumble as well, but he was really, really good. They were down 10-0 in this game.
Yeah, a little bit Jaden a little bit time to warm up, but after that, fucking off we go.
And he was really good.
Yeah, like
really good. He had plenty of time, and I don't know, just had a crack.
Yeah,
so I enjoyed it a lot. Like watching this, there was like a moment with Juzzy Herbs where he's like trying to find Keenan Allen again and all this sort of stuff. Who gets like fastest to 1,000 catches. and a couple of Quentin Johnson drops or touches that just sort of, Lad McConkey gets one that's just like a little bit too far. And it's just because Juzzy Herbs had no time. And it was just fucking brutal to watch. There were times where it's just like, it's been snapped and they're already being messed up. Like, it's just really, really tough. So Chargers, I don't know. We talked about them. They looked unreal for the first 3 weeks, but you sort of hit a tipping point. I think we see this a lot of the times, like with teams, right? You have a tipping point of injuries. Baltimore is the same thing, right? Just there's almost no coming back from it.
Swap people out, change your structure, but you can only do so much, and then you're just too thin.
Yep. Good win for Washington, though, after, I don't know, not having, so the Mariota game last week, a bit of Jaden Daniels coming back looking good. Got to feel good about that.
Yeah.
And then the big one. The lid. The lid is, it's not off. But we've looked at the lid. We've looked at the lid. We've gone, that lid's still on over there. Oh, it'd be a real shame if someone took that off. The thing is, Gaz, the New England Patriots 23 in Buffalo 20. Sunday Night Football, huge spot. I need to pump my own brakes here because I want that lid to come off so bad. I know what the schedule is like, and I don't want to sit here and blow smoke up my own ass like some sort of Laramie Tunsil fucking gas mask bong. It's going to be really hard to not be like, fucking, check this out. Oh, God. This is the best win they've had in years. Yeah. This game fucking rocked. And it felt like Buffalo didn't hand it over. We made them lose it as well, which is like, I think, a pretty big line of distinction. The defense was really good. Drake May was fucking fantastic. That fourth quarter was amazing.
I got a fucking little bit of an insight into your team.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, bit of a moody bitch.
Yeah.
Bring him out against his old team, and he fucking has a point to prove.
First 100-yard back-to-back game receiver since 2019 for the Pats. That's how bad we've been so fucking long. But really, all of this came down to Buffalo having more turnovers in the first half than they had all season. Like, that was the biggest thing, right? So that really stymied the offense for them. And their defense, I think, has been wildly overrated all season. We've seen them in like weird shootouts. Last week against the Saints, like this is why I felt vaguely confident going into it. I still picked the Bills back on during our picks. But like going into the game, I'm like, do I put money on the Pats? Ooh, fuck. Never did it because I'm like, we could still just get fucking steamrolled. And like, luckily they turned the ball over. They had 8 penalties as well in the first half, which was really just like every time it felt like they'd get a bit of momentum, boom, and a comeback. Or boom, we'd get another crack. It was pretty crazy to watch. The Pats almost tried to match them penalty for penalty, and this is why it was a bit of a slog to watch this fucking game because it was just a lot of flags. It was really scrappy, but yeah, the second half sort of lit up. Diggs was incredible. Our run game wasn't that great. They lose Antonio Gibson to an ACL. I forgot to mention that at the top. It sucks because I think Gibson is probably...
He's been doing okay, yeah.
Like, okay. Like, the three-headed monster they've run out with the Ramondre and Gibson and Trevion Henderson has actually been kind of effective at times because it's like 3 different looks.
Yeah.
But maybe it just means that Vrabel can actually finally fucking play Henderson a bit more because it felt like every time they're giving... Like, Henderson's doing all this pretty solid work and then they're like, oh, here's the touchdown chance. Off you go, Ramondre, which is also fine because it's very clearly Vrabel trying to play up Ramondre's confidence again after he keeps fucking fumbling everything. But I don't know. It came down so much to like Diggs being awesome, the couple of tight ends they've got out there doing pretty well, and Drake May being rad, and Buffalo not being able to quite match them at times, and the defense being solid. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, just funny about that. Oh, I only watched the. I was working, Jim. I watched probably the last quarter, particularly after I'd seen the headline that Ramondre Stevenson's couple of touchdowns keeps the Pats in front, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And I just it felt inevitable. That I just saw Josh just scrambling back there and like just turning a corner and breaking through D-line, but you guys didn't let him do like a full break. And it was just, you get a few here and a few there, and it just meant that, shit, all you needed was that one stop, and all of a sudden you got the ball back. And they just did enough. Like, they were hanging on for dear life, but they did enough. It was good. The fucking, played out of his fucking head. Gonzalez was just, in that last quarter, like...
That he had on that pass from Allen was absolutely... He had two breakups, like, on that drive.
Back-to-back plays, right? One in the end zone and then one, like, kind of across the middle. And, like,
it makes
Jesus.
such a difference. Like, they didn't have him, obviously, at the start of the season, so now that he's back and healthy, it makes a huge difference. So, yeah. Look, most of this, though, I was like, even if we lose this game, and, like, loser mentality alert, but I was just happy we were in it. To be honest, I was like, fuck yes, we can actually hang with the big boys. Love this. Nice. And then today's game, absolute chaos. Kansas City 28, Jacksonville 31. Just as Taylor Swift, I'm wearing the t-shirt today if you're watching on the YouTube. She's released her album. There's weird songs about Travis's peen. And here we are. They're now not able to win close games again. What is it, like 0-3 now? Like after 11-0 last year or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy. Regression. She's a bitch. KC looked on. They're up 14-7 pretty quickly. Jags turned it over as Lawrence is diving over the goal line. They literally punched it out. It was an amazing play. But then, like, so much of the momentum of this game just switched on the Mahomes interception, 99-yard pick six. Run back by, was it Lloyd? Absolutely awesome. And it was like, oh, shit. What's going to happen here? And KC just looked... bedraggled. Like, talk about a team that's kind of like lost a bit of its like mojo, chutzpah. How is it that Eric Bieniemy was always the special sauce for this case? Apparently, they're like special teams, weird fucking penalties, just all that sort of shit. Like,
they seem to step off. Like, even when that last drive, like, all right, I think they come down here. They've got fuck all time. And then I think they hit just like Hollywood Brown just like wasn't looking at the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
no anticipation. Yeah. Worthy still looks a bit banged up. And I don't know, Travis Kelce might have a massive hog, but yeah, he's also old as shit now in football terms. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, the Jags led 24-21 after another interception from Lawrence, which is just that was pass interference, but at the same time, it's the most Trevor Lawrence fucking interception you could ever fucking imagine. And Mahomes goes back the other way. They get the Kareem Hunt run in touchdown on the right-hand side. And you just don't expect the Jags to win this game.
That following drive was he was nearly perfect.
Trevor Lawrence throwing lasers, and then as he's falling over for the second time on that final play, where you and I have both been there, Gary. You know when you're hammered and you sort of get up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You sort of fall over. And then you sort of try to get up and you just almost fall over again. You're like, oh, I might have had a few too many. Just saying. He gets up after the second stumble, somehow evades the defenders and runs in for the game-winning touchdown. It was absolutely off fucking chops, this game.
Yeah. He had a fucking 300-pound... He fell over because his fucking... his guard stepped on his foot.
He tripped him. Like, what are you doing?
Fucking hell.
That was amazing. So that was awesome. And Kansas City, what are they?
I think is that the...
They're under 500. So it's pretty ridiculous. Like, but...
Did I get that it was the first time Jacksonville has beaten 2019?
Yeah, it's like Mahomes is the first time he's lost to Jacksonville, I think. So... crazy. All right, some really quick yeah-nahs from this week. Cardinals, is that the worst loss you can think of? Because I can't think of too many where it so very clearly switches from what it would have been 28-6 and the game is over.
You mean, are we excluding 28-3? Are we excluding Super Bowls here?
28-3 probably outranks it, obviously, because it's a soupy.
Yeah.
But where it's quite literally you're about to run across a line.
The method of doing that. Yeah.
The interception, fumble, kickback, it is probably maybe not the worst loss, but probably the most
self-inflicted,
surreal, self-inflicted, stupid loss. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, Cardinals, that was insane. Are you moving on from Geno? What do you reckon, Gaz? 9 interceptions already, most since Zach Wilson back in 21.
he's always been like, I mean, there was that gunslinger thing that he's always going to put up yards, but fuck, I thought he'd have a couple, like with the weapons. Well, you know, well, obviously Bowers has been banged up, which hasn't helped, but yeah, it's not going well. Who's their backup?
That is a good question. I feel like their spiritual backup ought to be Gardner Minshew. But I don't know. I actually feel like I saw this the other day too, and I'm like, I don't think that helps.
Kenny Pickett, that's right.
No, they traded for him just before the start of the season.
That's right. Aiden O'Connell's on IR. You got Kenny Pickett to step in.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jacoby Myers can just play both. Yeah. Baltimore, well, look, I don't think I'd move on from Geno for Kenny Pickett until it's getting even more dire. But, I mean, against Indy, like I don't feel like their secondary isn't, like, any chop. They fucking killed him. It's crazy how bad that was. Anyway, Baltimore 1-4. Is their season cooked?
I have to think so, right? Because they're going to go, look, the defense isn't coming back anytime soon. And they said, well, it was a late, like they held off ruling him out as much as they can. But like they're talking about Lamar, what, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, because I think
so. Did they have 1 and 6 before he comes back? Fuck.
Because they've got to buy, I think, after this next game, right? So they play. Okay. That's right. They play the Rams at home this week, and then they've got to buy. Then they play the Bears at home again. So, yeah, if you rest him this week, you've got another week off after that. So
that defense covering the way Nakua's playing, and Adams going deep, and Kyron's going to be angry. Like, fuck, mate, this could be they're going in the bye 1-5. You've got to think, right?
Yep. Hold up. Is the AFC South hilariously like the juggernaut division in the AFC all of a sudden? Like, I was thinking, is it the second most competitive AFC division? And then, boom, the fucking Jags beat KC today. And I'm like, I think it actually might be the best division almost.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Gary? What the fuck?
It's very, very strange. Like, we were definitely talking about, you know what? They're going to... Shane Steichen will do something nice with Danny Dimes, but not this nice. And the same thing goes with like fucking Trevor Lawrence. Oh, we've been saying this is his year. The excuses are gone for fucking 3 years. And all of a sudden they're 4-1.
Top 3 in the AFC South of Indy, Jacksonville, and Houston. Like it is record wise, just about what they've got. Was 10 wins between them. That's the best in the AFC.
Yeah.
And the AFC West is like what you sort of go, oh, that's the best division. The Chargers are a bit shit. Denver had a good win this week. The Chiefs are 2-3. Like, holy crap. Half the AFC East is fucking horrible. The AFC North has got nothing going for it. So I think they might be the juggernaut. Philly. Gary, are you concerned about this offense now?
We've been concerned for weeks. Like Patullo.
Legit concerned.
Yeah, look... There's an interesting article I read this week, and it had quotes from Mailata, and they were interviewing him about how this off-season went, and his comment was, "I felt fucking terrible." There was more in common with the talking about the 2,000-yard season, and it was about the fact that usually it takes you a couple of weeks after the last game for the pains and the aches and all that sort of stuff. He said that this year for the O-line, like those pains and the niggles carried over into OTAs, where they were just like, they'd beaten themselves up. A 2,000-yard season and going all the way to the Super Bowl, they were just trying to fucking recover. Yep. Which says a lot in terms of how they're playing and being a little bit off. But the play calling is... I've still got faith that we're going to last year's Eagles offense, not from 2 years ago. And that is, there'll be a bit of that they're experimenting now, doing a little bit more run. Like they hadn't been throwing the ball. Now they're throwing it a lot more. They'll find a little bit of balance. They're still sitting at 4-1. Vic Fangio's defense is kicking in a lot of games, but fuck, we need to find an identity on offense because it's fucking scary.
Yeah. Flip side. Am I Pats making the playoffs? Yeah, no. They're currently the 7th. It is a tricky one. Like they're decent, but the real big one's obviously looming in the AFC is whether or not the AFC South can stand 2 teams or 3 teams, amazingly. If the Texans Because the ones behind the Pats at the moment in the overall conference standings are obviously KC, Houston, and that's kind of really the big danger ones that could get better and probably outstrip them. But it's also a bit, the Jags and the Chargers are ahead of them. So who knows what the fuck could happen here. So basically, there's 7 to 8 decent-ish teams in the AFC. And then a lot of shitty ones. And then teams like Baltimore, who you never know what the fuck's going to happen with. And I don't know. It's a bit of chaos. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think in playoffs.
Oh, I look forward to following this through the season because your emotional roller coaster is going to be fucking spectacular.
Just want to see the defense get even better. That's all.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, good bloke of the week. Who are we buying a beer? Young quarterbacks edition for the moment. Spencer Rattler, Timu Patrick Mahomes gets his first win. I think he was 0-10. Now he's 1-11. 1-10, which is good. Happy for him. Timu Patrick Mahomes. Cam Ward gets his first win. Number 1 overall pick that no one cares about. Amazing work by him. Dylan Gabriel didn't get a win, but looked okay. He's very small.
Yep.
He's okay. And as I said, Cleveland rookie QBs making their debut for the Browns are 0-17, which is fucking crazy since 1995. Drake May got his first win over a team that's over 500. Backhanded compliment, but I love it. I'll take that one. Trevor Lawrence. He's not young.
No.
Feels like he's been in the league a million years.
Yep.
But that was probably his best game. It had the most Trevor Lawrence shit you could ever imagine happening in it. But also, it was good at the end.
Yeah.
So good on him. Any other young ones that we could sort of throw in there? Cam Ward, that's all right. CJ Stroud, a bit of a mojo. That's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway. Other ones out there, Keenan Allen, as mentioned, quickest to 1,000 catches in the NFL ever. 159 games, which is crazy because he's 100 years old. But Rico Dowdle, 206 yards. Unreal. First one in the top 200 this year. Stephon Diggs, first Pats receiver since 2019 in back-to-back games to go over 100 yards. Last one was Edelman. Amazing.
Yeah, nice.
Devin Lloyd, the 99-yard pick six. I love a defensive, basically when the dude starts running out of breath by the end of the run, I'm just like, yep, I get that. That's my vibe. Let's go. He was cooked by the end of it, but wow, that was awesome.
Yep.
My favorite though for this week, who we should be buying a beer is, remember the couple that got married before the Browns Week 1 game in the Mooney lot?
Yeah.
In the car park.
Yeah.
The Browns played in London this week. Guess where they had their honeymoon?
Oh, I didn't see this throwback.
I fucking
Excellent.
loved it. I was like so stoked. What is it? Brown Spider and First Lady. Super fans are such an amazing, uniquely stupid American thing. And then I look at Catman and go, well, not unique.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, flog of the week. Unless you want to give away any beers, Gaz.
No. I'm all right with that. But there's a couple of flogs.
Right. Well, you lead it off, and then we'll just go to Team Mercado.
Well, I mean, a bunch of mine's a little bit off. We've got to Mark Sanchez has got to be in there, but definitely not buying him a beer this week because definitely someone who does not require it. Stephon Diggs, who's not making friends with his teammates after he gets super excited and goes live on Instagram in the Patriots locker room and shows a bit of wang of his teammates on that. And I wanted to give a
this guy's being dude, man. Just dudes being guy.
Just dudes being guys.
Who hasn't accidentally shown their mate's penis live on the internet? Who amongst us has not done that, Gaz?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I have. But
the third one is I just want to fucking I just want to ask the Bengals ownership why they fucking hate their fan base so much.
That's a really good question.
Why the fuck do you hate these people who give you all their money? Like, you've gone all in. You've spent all this money on offense. Lose a key piece on offense. You throw $17 million at this one defensive player who is the only person keeping your defense together, won't extend his contract, but like, you know what, we'll rent you for a year, lose your quarterback, and then don't attempt to replace him. And you're just pissing the season away.
Jaymz is right there. He's like,
fucking, it's just got it all over it.
The Giants, just go get Jaymz.
You know what? Even fucking Rusty just putting jump balls up to Chase and Higgins would be fine. He's got one move left.
Yep.
And that plays to their strengths. Just fucking do something. At least it'd look like you were trying.
I'll pay that. But obviously, old mate, no mates is Amari DiMercato. Like dropping the ball as you're crossing the goal line, just doing the flip. It's literally just happened. Like, it is the dumbest way to just flip a game. And that's exactly like Adonai Mitchell cost his team 14 total points like the week prior. This has got to be like front and center of every offensive coordinator's mind, yelling at it, and then you go out and do it. Like, just wow. That does lead me into the Outback Takehouse, though, because it is Tuesday at Outback. You know what that means? That's right. The Squid and I spent the weekend at the bloody basketball. Got home, got a possum in the backyard, blew up its bladder, made our own basketball. Turns out you can also cook those bloody things. They're like, curry puffs. Just chuck a bit of curry in there, boom. So it's possum curry puffs, only at Outback. Today's Flame Grill take is, I'm not actually wildly convinced that he didn't cross the goal line before he lost control. Like, it was so bang, bang. It's like, but then you sort of see the totally slowed down vision. And it's like someone's pointed out, it's moving as he's crossed, like before his foot's crossing the line and before the ball's crossing the plane. I'm like, the amount of times that we see even like the tiniest part of a ball in someone's hand, control, whatever, crossing the goal line, it's always the touchdown. But I don't know. To be honest, he deserved to have that one taken away, though. I'll pay that.
That was just, lame.
But to the flip side, it's actually pretty cool to slow down and do a bit of a fuck you at the end as you cross the goal line, but just don't drop it. Like, what are you doing?
100%. Yep.
Because I feel like, didn't Chase like walk backwards over the line before?
Yeah, I was about to reference that, going, you know what? He was down, like they were never coming back in that game, and he just like turned around, stared at them, walked backwards.
Yeah,
that was like,
it's cool. It is cool, but just fucking hold on to the ball. Also, big thing, as you pointed out, Gannon yelled at him on the sidelines, and people were up in arms about him, like kind of hitting him as well.
Yep.
I think you should be allowed to hit somebody if they've done that. Like, as the coach, I think that's the one exception. It's like, you should be able to just like give them a clip behind the ears. Simple as that. Just like, what are you doing, dickhead? Bang. It's fine. Like, how are they going to learn? Oh, this does bring up. So we did hung out with listener Jez the other day prior to the NBA game.
Oh yeah,
the man who's won.
This is this cheesesteak fucking.
The man who's won 3 weeks worth of cheesesteak tipping, brought to you by Sparrow's Cheesesteaks, and hang out. And it looked like I'd popped out my kid in the face before I got to the basketball because he's got this bloody mouth. He's missing a tooth. He's in tears. As we walked in the bar, it's like I look like the craziest dad in the fucking world. I'm like, he's just beside himself, and I'm like, oh God, I need to get some ice and like a napkin and clean him up. Because what he had done, he had a wobbly front tooth, the big front teeth, and I lifted him up for a selfie in front of Rod Laver Arena, and he clipped the front of his face on my hat.
Oh.
And the tooth is just gone. So there's just blood. And the poor squid just beside himself. But yeah, so talk about like, I don't know, giving folks a clip behind the ears. Looked like I gave him a quick jab to the face, but I can promise I don't hit my children. So, final Outback Takehouse. If you want to go fully flame grill take, the Ravens still win the AFC North.
Okay. So the Steelers are just doing enough, and you could just imagine that Aaron falls off a cliff, goes on a retreat, does something to fucking derail this whole shindig. And then what's left? The Browns are going to a third string. The fucking Bengals are hating their fan base. So, it's possible. However, Tomlin's just got this keep the ship right kind of history.
Doesn't feel like the Ravens have kind of got that this year, do they?
Nah. You would just keep it on to Tomlin to do enough, right?
I'll pay that. Little Aussie battler of the week before we head off. Mitch Wish is back.
Hey.
He's now Buffalo. Replaced Cam Johnson, who sadly got hurt last week.
Yep.
And Mitch Wish was out there again in primetime. Good to see him just roosting it. So that was kind of neat. Happy days there. And then before, I think we'll just wrap up now with the quick little bit of fantasy talk. I think Gaz got a win this week. I did too.
Hey, guess who? Rico Dowdle just fucking saved my ass. It was great. And I beat Jez. So that's always fucking great. If the Eagles lose, at least I can take out Jez.
The NFL Straya Legends League it's always wildly competitive. And this year, I think at the moment, everyone is like, what? Of the 5 games, so it's what? Everyone 9. From 9 up is better than 2 and 3. So it's all very, very close. There's only a couple of stragglers there. But I'm happy with mine. Just good stuff there across the board.
Look, I'm just happy making the most of a shit team drafted for me by you, Jim. So I'm just out here scrapping.
I mean, to be honest,
wins, mate.
We did dodge a Derrick Henry bullet. I feel he's been horrible. Like, he was the one. I think it was either Nico Collins or Derrick Henry in the first round. I'm just saying, or maybe the second round, Derrick Henry. I don't know how far he fell in our league, but just saying, Nico Collins. But in terms of Supercoach, big week for me. Top 1%. I had the 200. Whoa. I was ranked 273 overall this week, so pretty bloody good. Overall, I'm 566th, which is in the top 2% of everybody. So if you're not following Jim Does Supercoach, just fucking give us a listen. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yes, crushing at the moment. All right, so we'll leave the part of this show here now. You can catch up with all the picks in the big Week 6 preview in a couple of days. I reckon that'll come out Thursday morning. It'll basically be the rest of us, rest of the show where we break down all the upcoming games. So make sure that you're across all of the stuff that we do with Dabble as well. All of our picks go up there, so you can also check them out there. A couple of little same games that we pop out over the weekend. Make sure you're across all of the socials as well, of course. Facey, Twitter, IG. Lots of stuff on YouTube. Lots of stuff on TikTok. All the fun stuff. Rate, review, and star it on your podcast app, whatever one you use. Come on. You're taking the piss you haven't rated, reviewed, starred, all that good shit. Come on. Don't be a dickhead. Big thanks always go to House Hats for the intro and outro song. They rule. Get around. Jim Does Supercoach. NBA Straya is back. We're doing previews all this week. We did a wrap-up of the NBA NBL series, which was really fun. I was so cooked when I did it on Sunday night. Having the final beer of the weekend is like, oh, geez, it was good. Yeah. Good to see basketball again. It was the first time I'd seen an NBA team in person since we moved home. So
there you go.
Literally, I was almost to the day, I reckon, the NBA NBL series back in 2018 when I was in Salt Lake City for the Jazz Wildcats or Jazz Sixers, I can't remember. Back in 2018. Pretty crazy. So it was a good weekend. Good listen. Go listen to that. Gaz, what are you going to plug?
I don't have much to plug. Guess what? The Rap Check will have been offered a show.
What?
I know. We might actually play again, Jim. It'll be early next year. But, we might be actually playing. But this week, coming up on Sunday, is the Melbourne Marathon Festival. So anyone who's getting out and running that, the full marathon, the half, the 10, the 5, the walk with your dog, fucking get in there. Go do it. I'm at my last training run, Jim. I'm just doing the half this year. It'll be a bit of fun. If anyone sees your mate Gaz, fucking wave or see me at the pub afterwards, because I need to refuel, is what I call it.
Nice. Okay. Also get around cheesesteaktipping.com, of course, for your week 6 picks. Jez has already won 3 of them. I won last week.
You what? Yeah, you did win. Yeah.
Crushed it. I'm just saying. We've done really well on the picks across the board the last 2 weeks. I think looking at all of our stuff, we're cruising. So not bloody bad. So go check that out. Cheesesteaktipping.com. Win yourself a free cheesesteak courtesy of Sparrows. It's awesome. I can't wait to cash mine in.
Yeah.
Now I'm just got myself really hungry. All right. So we'll be back later this week for all the picks and the previews. So strap in. Make sure you subscribe. Get around it. And we'll catch you in a bit, you dickheads.
See yous.
Later, hosen.